there, my name is Matt Cole, one of the producers of the Sexperts podcast, along with my good friend Brian Garrity. Before I begin, I just want to give huge thanks to our guest on this episode, Joe Leone. He is the host of his own podcast called Take It Home. It's a wrestling podcast. Find them on Facebook at Take It Home Pod. It's very, very fascinating stuff. You can also see him on the Push Comedy Theater stage with his group, Will Improv for Food. I love that name. If you would like to learn stand-up, sketch, or improv comedy, go to pushcomedytheater.com and sign up for a class. If you're in the Hampton Roads area of Virginia. This is actually a huge episode because by the time you're listening, we have hit our 2,000th download. So thank you guys for being fans of the show. Please give us a review on iTunes. Check us out on Instagram and Twitter at Real Sexperts. Find us on Facebook, The Sexperts. Send us your topic suggestions and any questions about sex or anything that you have about life at therealsexperts@gmail.com. Without further ado, everything you are about to hear is made up on the spot, so please enjoy this delightful episode of The Sexperts. And intro music, and hi there. Welcome to The Sexperts with your hosts. My name is Dr. John T. Alanese, CPM.
And I am Delilah. Hey there. And feeling a little broke today.
Why is that?
Last Wednesday, I bought the rights to Zima.
Isn't that a good thing?
Yeah, it's great. But I have to get it back out in the market and get that return on that investment. Right now, I'm kind of in the hole.
Oh, we'll talk more about that in a little bit. But for all of our podcast listeners out here, we're coming to you live every week from a different location. This week, we're actually outside of a cemetery, and we are your Sexperts. Combined, we have about maybe 102 years worth of sex experience.
At least. Maybe 103.
We'll check in that later, but checking our calendars. But we are bringing you a new topic every week, talking about the controversial stuff which people don't usually talk about. About love and sex and war and hate and right?
Famine.
Yeah, we try not to.
Sexual famine.
But the topic of the day today is actually going to be the Mile Deep Club. Okay, so the Mile Deep. You've heard about the Mile High Club, which everybody knows about. You have sex in an airplane.
Yeah, this is a podcast, so you can't see me yawning right now. Yawn to the Mile High Club.
Yeah, there's actually a funeral going on right now, which I think maybe we shouldn't be too smiley, but we'll try to tone that down.
Yeah, and it looks like it's a military funeral, so we might have to salute at some point.
I hope the gunshots don't ring out while we're doing this. But I actually used to love drinking Zima and having a Jolly Rancher.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've had so many great moments with Zima. And then
any weird combinations that you ever tried?
I grew up in a Zima and Now Later family.
That sounds, I would say it sounds gross, but it's normal, right? Any candy
on
and
the
Zima.
holidays, Zima and Boston baked beans, Zima and lemon heads, Zima and grape apes.
I had Zima and sardines once. I wouldn't recommend it.
You know what?
Yeah.
One time I was practically married. We were engaged, and she brought home Zima and Mike and Ike's.
Yeah.
I ended it right there. Fuck that shit.
Well, that is unfortunate. So look at us getting on. Like,
if you're listening,
yeah,
I hope you choke on your Zima and Mike and Ike's, bitch.
Well, she can't because you're not.
Sorry, Dolly.
Getting the Zima back. Okay. Anyways, and here pulling up right now is our guest, and he's walking out of his car. And hi there, how are you?
Oh, hey, Sexperts, how you guys doing? Thanks for having me. It was hard to find this cemetery, but I was able to see this sign on the fence, so I'm glad I made it.
Yeah, thank you so much for having you. Actually, Delilah has been wanting to have you on for such a long time. For all of our listeners out there who may not be familiar with you, why don't you go ahead and tell us all about your name, whatever.
Definitely. All about your name. The derivation of your
definitely.
name.
Actually,
who are you named after?
It's great that me and Delilah actually have been talking for a long time, and I'm glad you just bought Zima as well. I'm going to get to that, but my name is Scottie Lane.
Yeah.
I am from Denver, Colorado. Yeah. I own 13 GNCs around the country, but my main passion is actually finding new protein powder flavors flavors. So I'll tell you back the great story.
Yeah.
So back in the 1920s, actually, it was my great uncle that actually came across the first protein powder concoction.
Yeah.
He was actually, it's kind of a
What was it made out of?
Oh, so he was actually trying to make methamphetamine, but what happened was
He failed.
He failed, yeah, exactly. But out of it, he created this like chocolate type of paste that he added water to, and he gave it to the bodybuilders back in the 1920s.
No way.
Yeah, so that's where the protein powders came from.
If we go to your great,
One more great.
We only end up in 1920.
My tree's not very long.
Now, you see, they all died early lives because they were trying out these concoctions. And they just fell over
so
dead.
what happened was a lot of them died from trying to make methamphetamine. So
you did mention there was a lot of pressure on you as a child.
There
to
was.
reproduce.
Yeah, so they really wanted me to. They were kind of pushing me into the methamphetamine business, but I wanted to create more flavors for protein powders. You only had in the early days just your regular chocolate, your regular vanilla. Me, I'm more of a. I want some strawberry. I want some blueberry. I want some boysenberry.
That is so out of the box.
I think they already have strawberry, Scott.
Well, see, they have it.
Scott.
They have it now, but
Whoa, you guys invented strawberry?
we did invent the strawberry. We invented strawberry protein powder.
The Lane family fortune. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So, what about now your son? Your son is actually coming up in the ranks with the flavors too. Talk a little bit about him.
Yeah, Sean's really into. He's working on this boysenberry flavor. I'm not really sure about it, but apparently in Utah they're looking for like boysenberry flavor. So he's really working hard on that. He's such a science whiz.
They're digging.
I tell you.
They're digging deep for the boysenberry.
Those Mormons and their boysenberries and their magic underpants.
Well, you know who I think's ruining protein powder?
Who?
The hipsters.
They
Why?
are. Yeah, they really are. We'll see.
Do we really need beef stroganoff flavored protein powder?
I would argue
no, we
yes,
don't.
but no.
No, see, I feel like we need more of the peanut butter crisps, the peanut butter pecans, even the roasted chicken breast protein powder. See, that's what I'm trying to create. Not this.
I think that's called cup noodles.
There's no protein in a cup of noodles.
No.
It's all
Is that true?
It's all carbohydrates.
Are you serious?
It's all noodles is
I have to call my
pasta.
wife.
Yeah,
I have
it's
to call my wife.
All carbohydrates.
I have to call my wife.
If you're trying to go for a dirty bulk, you could get them carbohydrates.
What the
in
hell
there.
is a dirty bulk?
Well, you see, that's just where
That's a topic for another day.
Like a jelly donut? What is a dirty bulk?
So basically, the dirty bulk is you just eat everything in sight, and you don't care how fat you get because you're going to add a little bit of muscle. So you just eat everything, and you get big, but you don't necessarily put on a lot of muscle.
Oh, Jesus.
That's interesting. But speaking of eating everything in sight,
Oh, yeah.
we have a very interesting topic.
Yeah,
today.
that's right. The Mile Deep Club. Because actually, some people may not think of it, but when you're a mile deep underneath the sea, many different forms of sex acts could count towards your Mile Deep Club. And there actually is. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
is there really such a thing as a boysenberry?
Are we still at the boysenberry?
I'm sorry. I know
It's a
you were
good
talking.
question.
It's kind of an interruption.
It's a good question because I really thought it was type of a myth as well, but apparently
an old wives' tale of
an old wives'
fruit.
tale, yeah. But my son Sean, he went out to the forest one day on his school trip to Utah to see the Mormonies, and he found this berry that he said was a boysenberry. He looked up in his book and everything. So he said, Dad, I have this great idea. I know it's going to be crazy, but I want to make a boysenberry protein powder. And I looked at him. I said, Sean, you know what? You make that boysenberry.
Oh, my
And you make
God.
it the best boysenberry you'll ever create.
You are so supportive. My dad, when I told him I wanted to be a certified professional midwife, well, he called me a few names I don't want to say, and he locked me in kind of a 5x5.
Certified professional piece of shit.
That's terrible.
Don't bring that back, Delilah. Please.
Listen, I'm hung up on what kind of kid gets to go to Utah on a school trip.
Yeah,
I got to go to Petersburg.
Yeah, so they go to this extra super private school. Like I'd pay out the wazoo to send them to this school. You know what I mean? But there's there's gates and there's elevators and like locked doors and
Oh,
stuff
my
to
God.
even get in this place. It's very, very high tech and
They drove
very
us.
private.
They drove us an hour and a half out to Petersburg and said, "Look, kids, this is where Interstate 85 and Interstate 95
what the hell is
come
in-
together."
What is in Petersburg? Nothing, right?
The convergence of two interstates.
Convulsions.
Well, actually, it's
There's actually a sign that says "Welcome to the convulsions."
yeah. It's funny.
If you stand here, you're on both interstates.
It's funny you bring up Petersburg. That's where I'm scouting for my next GNC store to be. I want to liven up the area of Petersburg. Yeah,
my
it's funny you
God.
mentioned that.
Oh, really? So you targeting fat hicks?
Yes, we are actually.
That's actually one of your critics' criticisms is that by opening a new GNC store, you're actually gentrifying the area. How would you respond to that?
I mean,
such claim?
It's not a false claim. Okay, let's be real. There's a little bit of truth to every single claim, but you see, our goal,
That's a postmodern take on it.
our goal,
You just blew my brain, bro.
our goal at GNC is to live well. So I just want people to live well. So we want to bring that to the town of Petersburg.
Oh my God, they're not living well right now.
They're
I'll tell
not.
you what.
I'm so old, I can remember when their slogan was "Live Good." And a small but vocal group of English teachers from the Midwest led a huge protest. Where they refused to eat protein powder.
Yeah, it was the coalition of Midwestern midwives actually from Minnesota and Iowa that put that thing together. We had some trouble with them.
We have a dark past.
Diehard GNC fans will never go back after they switch to Live Well.
Well, speaking of never going back, some people, once they join the Mile Deep Club, never want to go back down below, if you know what I mean.
I mean, there's podcasts full of people talking about their horrible experiences in the Mile Deep Club.
This you don't say, Delilah.
Yeah, I was listening to a professional wrestling podcast.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of professional wrestling,
Yeah.
that is a childhood dream that for me never
No way.
materialized.
Do you
Yeah, I was a
wanna-
backyard wrestler.
What did you wrestle?
People in my backyard.
Did you? What was your backyard wrestling name? Because I too love professional wrestling.
My backyard wrestling name was Muffin Man
That's great. That's a great
because
name.
I had a trademark move where I would shove my crotch in their face until they fell asleep.
You want my
And
muffin?
that was called a muffin.
Well, speaking of muffins, we want to get to one of our sponsors today, which is Molly's Muffins. Butter my muffin, yummy.
Thank you, Molly.
Thank you.
Weird, unrelated side note.
Yeah.
Molly went out of business 3 days ago.
Oh,
Probably should have advertised with us a little sooner there, Molly.
yeah. Well, we'll still take your money.
Yeah, I was gonna say, do you guys still get paid for that? Does that still?
Oh, yeah, her check cleared.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah. We're actually we're not. Some people are set up like on PayPal or like a bank account, debit account. We take checks. So for all of our sponsorships. And speaking of which, if you want to sponsor, well, let's get to our topic of the day. We keep getting off track. This is weird because we're usually running track. The Mile Deep Club. So yeah.
It makes me almost cry.
Why?
I miss Jacques Cousteau.
It's not pronounced. It's Jacques Cousteau.
I miss him more than every single day
Well, he doesn't miss you.
because he's dead.
You really can't miss anybody, right? I mean, he might actually be buried here at the cemetery. Should we check it out?
Let's actually walk
There was
around.
a time in my life where I couldn't go to sleep
Yeah.
without cuddling with a National Geographic picture of Jacques Cousteau.
Well, it must have been wrinkled by the end of it, right? If you cuddled with it.
Wrinkled and lots of holes in it.
Now let's. Oh, what is it? Look at that! Look at that tombstone. That is weird. That's in the shape of a chicken. I'm not sure why that tombstone would have a chicken on it.
Well, some people bury their chickens.
Oh, you're right. It says here lies Cluck Cluck. Okay, I guess I should have read it.
He was a good chicken. That's short to the point. Short to the point. I like that.
I hope
like
when I'm buried, that my children would say, here lies a good chicken.
I'm surprised you haven't dug that up to make some chicken flavored protein powder.
Yeah, talk to us about maybe like the weirdest thing you've ever.
Sure. Actually, I'm glad that you bought Zima. Actually, because we're looking at this new alcoholic protein powder. I would like to devise having Zima and protein powder, so you get your protein intake with your protein shake, and you get a little bit of buzz from it too. Because let's face it, nowadays everybody wants to have a little bit of drink with at the gym.
And
That's
on the flip
insane.
side of that, I want to develop a strain of Zima that's laden with protein. Because a lot of my customers don't want to take time out to eat.
Oh, here, how about my pitch? Okay, since you guys are okay, Zima meets just like a lot of carbs, like ramen noodles.
A noodle-laden Zima.
Noodle-laden Zima.
Yeah. So what we could do actually is we could take the new protein powder that I've created. I'm going to use it's like a mix of chocolate, strawberry, banana, strawberry. Did I say that? And blueberry, and then we could put some Zima in there as well. We could take your cup of noodles. We'll make it a weight gainer. That can be sold to people trying to gain weight.
Not in America. I have a lot of friends, mostly through this podcast, and not one is trying to gain weight.
Okay, well, we can make it. Let's see. We can take out the cup of noodles. We'll put a fat burner in there, and then all of a sudden it's a slim down shake.
Maybe we could sell it to UNICEF.
We could sell it to maybe Africa. They're trying to gain some weight.
Well, Africa's too far. If we sell it to UNICEF, they'll send it to Africa on our behalf.
That's perfect.
Speaking of too far, our topic of the day, gentlemen, is the Mile Deep Club. Okay, but actually, I just, we're talking a lot about kind of your business, and you seem like a very business-oriented person. I just want to ask, what do you do to relax? What do you do to chill out? What's a hobby of yours? What do you do? What do you like to do?
I really enjoy disc golf. It's really relaxing for me. You just go out there in the field and you scope out your target, you scope out the hole, and you just throw your frisbee. You don't actually go and retrieve it. You just have a whole bunch of frisbees to keep throwing.
Oh, you're actually going to do that here in the cemetery?
Yeah, exactly.
You have all your equipment with you.
Exactly. That's why I brought the bag with me. Yeah.
Your bag looks intense. There's something coming out. That looks like night vision goggles?
Yeah, so I like to play at night as well. So that's when the most relaxation comes because you can't see anything. So you really have to try to find where the hole is, which actually is going to trigger the serotonin in your brain to relax you.
Oh my God.
Oh, wait, guys, the funeral's getting to the point where we have to salute.
Sorry. Okay, let's go ahead.
Yeah, this is a podcast, so you can't see, but we're all taking a moment to salute to the service of the unknown soldier who's being buried.
Which is weird because they're using a flag of, looks like Norway to cover the casket.
Yeah, what is that?
Oh my God, I wonder if that casket's made out of Norwegian wood.
Speaking of which, one of our sponsors for the day, which is why we're at the cemetery, is Norwegian Wood Caskets. I'm going to try to read this, but it's actually
Isn't it good? You're buried in Norwegian wood.
And then it's a bunch of like Norwegian. I don't speak this. I'm going to try to read this, but it's
It's a song. That's what it is. It's a song, yeah.
Norwegian wood.
I mean, I love Norwegian wood. I hate Norwegian music.
I think ABBA was Norwegian, or yeah.
I thought they were Lithuanian.
That could be. So you told me that you have 13 GNC stores. Do you have any international stores?
Yeah, actually, the one is in. It's kind of funny. It's in Aksaz, Turkey. Yeah, it's a big market there in Aksaz.
Oh my God!
Yeah, it's right next to the. There's a leather shop, and then there's a American bar, and then there's a tattoo shop
and a Cinnabon.
That's right.
I have been there.
Yes, exactly.
I have been there.
Airport? It's near an airport, or what is that?
It's not really close to an airport.
There's only like one airport in Turkey.
I rented a moped in 2004.
What were you doing?
And drove across Turkey. In
Why?
A moped to document it. I was in a documentary for Netflix.
What was it called?
Delilah Does Turkey.
What?
Yeah.
How many stars does it have?
No, they took it off a long time ago.
It rotates out.
Yeah, because I that's partly how I pay for my house is selling the rights to and from Netflix. But anyways, I put it was kilometers back then, so I put like
well, it's still kilometers, but over there. But I know what you're to say.
I put like 18,000 kilometers on my Turkish moped, and honestly, when I arrived at your GNC and I saw the Cinnabon and the GNC, I didn't trust myself. I thought I was hallucinating.
Yeah, it's kind of a weird thing. We actually took over a Jack in the Box used to be there. So what they wanted to have is a more classier establishment next to the Cinnabon. And that's actually where we got the Cinnabon flavor of protein powder. It's from Cinnabon.
You just ground those things?
I sprinkled protein powder on that Cinnabon donut or whatever they call it. And I went to the movies theater next door. I didn't understand a goddamn word they said.
Yeah.
But it was one of the highlights of my trip.
Oh, well, you were talking a little bit about kilometers, which makes me think of our top of the day is the Mile Deep Club. And so I do have a diagram and actually conversion chart, but
Oh, and it looks like you made a model out of clay.
Yeah, well, actually, these guys are actually shooing us away, the funeral people, because they need this space to bury somebody. They're going to be
Well, they were very nice and not fire the guns until the podcast was over.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much.
You can fire the guns in just a little bit. So, well, I'm so sorry to let you go, but I mean that's all the time we have.
Thanks for having me.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Would you like to plug your any of your new flavors or?
Yeah. So, like I said, we're gonna go for we're going for like mint chocolate chip. We're gonna go for some strawberry swirl. That's strawberry, chocolate, and vanilla all together. You might think it's Neapolitan, but we're just gonna call it a swirl.
It seems like
anything savory. I'm kind of sick of sweet stuff.
So we're doing a salted pretzel protein powder coming up, and then I also am gonna get this. It's like caramel, chocolate, and like marshmallow all together. I haven't found a cool name for it yet, but these are brand new flavors that will be coming out real soon in the G&C stores.
All right, well, check out the new. I think it's called s'mores, but check out the new flavors.
That's a great name.
Yeah.
That's a great name. I will credit
people
you
are going
to
want some more.
Well, we've invented something new. As always, we are your Sexperts. My name is Dr. John T. Alanese, CPM.
And I'm Delilah Haydare. And if you see Zima in your local grocery store, slam it down.
See you sex time.
See you next time.